I'm back once again. I really didn't plan to make a second part of Matsuhana's video, but it received a lot of support and some of you asked for a continuation of that video, so here it is. I included some iWowie because, as you may have noticed, it's my OTP. In the description I left the link to the first part in case you haven't seen it. Disclaimer: all the characters are from Haikyuu, nothing here is related to the original story of the anime. In my videos I only put stories that come to my head. So don't take anything personally. Come on, stand up and stop being so dramatic. I don't wanna. Iwaizumi had tried to be patient with Oikawa in the days following the fiasco that had occurred because of his plan, but this was the limit of his patience. He grabbed Oikawa by the collar of his pajamas and began dragging him downstairs to eat a proper breakfast. I don't care what you want, you will go back to practice, acting appropriately as team captain and owning up to the mistake you made. Oikawa did not contradict him. He knew that of the three of them, he was most to blame for what had happened. Iwaizumi tapped Oikawa's chest lightly once they were in the kitchen. And one more thing, Oikawa. Stop hurting yourself every time you make a mistake, just face it and move on. You are different this morning, but no need to worry, I will assume responsibility for what has happened. Iwa-chan is still by my side after all. Oikawa said the latter sincerely and not flirtatiously as he would have said it on other occasions. In response, Iwaizumi gave him a gentle squeeze on the back as they always used to do to give each other support. I had already told you that I'll always be by your side, now wait here while I make something proper for breakfast. Makki had been attending practice normally, trying to maintain his facade that nothing had happened. But seeing his friends enter with a Matsun who looked like he was debating between running away and trying to figure out a way to remedy something, almost made him change his mind. He knew that someone would soon come forward to try to apologize, but he didn't expect this. There is something we want to say before we start practicing, or we locking someone in the change room again. Kyutani, I was just trying to lighten the tension, considerate of you, but this is serious. You can think or joke all you want, but I just had to say this, especially to you, Makki. I don't really expect forgiveness after everything that happened the last few days. I have been a bad captain and friend. Just had to say I regret it, although that doesn't really change anything. I just hope we keep playing as a team. The truth is that we could have stopped you, but no one did anything, so we are also guilty. I really didn't give you any other choice and I should have just spoken to you directly from the beginning. We don't want to say who is more to blame, just admit that it was a dirty trick no matter what. And that this cannot change the fact that we are a team. All right, you can stop this, Makki. It's really not necessary for you to do this, I know you regret it. Makki turned directly to where Oikawa was standing before saying, I know that in admitting all those things you put aside your pride, at least I appreciate that you did that. I said some hurtful things to you myself, so I can't say I'm not to blame either. Iwaizumi is right, we are a team, so could we just go training please? Makki dropped the subject. Matsukawa. For the rest of the day, Matsun seemed manic in creating opportunities to approach Makki, who rejected him every time. Your insistence is not going to change anything. I just want to at least be friends again, Makki. We are, that's all we've ever been. I just want to see a way to fix this. I've already heard more than I should have from you, you've already given me your explanations and begged for forgiveness all day, I don't want to hear any more. I just need my space to put what I feel in order. After all, you know I don't know how I feel about you after what happened. Your insistence only makes me angrier, so leave me alone. Well, don't feel obligated to reciprocate my feelings. Being by your side is enough. Makki hated the effect those words had on his body. He forced himself to break the eye contact he had missed. He began to walk away with his back to him, saying, one mistake does not erase all the times you were there for me. I will never forget everything you have done for me. I am still disappointed though, just give me time. But I assure you, you won't get rid of me that easily. It was not what he wanted, but Matsun accepted it. He knew he had continued to be burdensome and inconsiderate. He didn't want forcing Makki to end all hope of mending their relationship, so he was content to know that at least Makki didn't want to kick him out of his life. Although in particular the phrase, I will never forget everything you have done for me, did not leave his mind at peace. It almost sounded as if he was saying goodbye and yet not at the same time. Iwaizumi and Oikawa's private messages. You there? Always am. Can we make a call? Is everything okay? Yeah, if you don't want to, just say so. I don't refuse, it's just that this is unusual for you. Oikawa Toru, incoming call. What worries you? Can't I just want to call you? You can, but that doesn't usually happen at almost 2 a.m. I just wanna hear you talk for a little bit so reserved, you can also lean on me when you need it. I know on the other hand, Maki and I had a little chat after morning practice. Oikawa knew that Iwaizumi would not give an answer, he just used this as an escape from his overwhelming thoughts whenever they invaded him. It was not like he cared about ruining his sleep schedule either, nothing was more important than Iwaizumi. Nothing really bad happened, rather nothing special happened, he just insisted that he had overstepped the mark with everything he said about me. Although telling the truth that everyone already knew is not something to blame someone for. Maki passed each day with nothing but his thoughts, he didn't really resent anyone, or at least he had stopped resenting them. Still, it was strange, he didn't really want to talk or knew how to talk to them again. Of course they had messed up, but it was one of the few times they had fought since they met, especially with Matsun. It was rare for a fight to come up that wasn't in playfulness. Even Iwaizumi and Oikawa had begun to check that he was well and had not turned into some kind of walking void. Had insisted that this was not the case, but they were right to point out how withdrawn he had been in the recent weeks. He approached the door a little nervously, he hadn't thought clearly before going to the site, he said to himself that it was too late to regret it as he rang the doorbell. Maki. Ohama Shimasu. Maki took off his shoes and headed upstairs, being followed by Matsun, still trying to assimilate that Maki was in his house out of the blue. When he entered his room, Maki was already taking his usual place, lying on bed. Hey, long silence loaded with sexual tension. It's not like it bothers me to just watch you in my bed, but we just going to keep the silence. Well, it won't kill you to be silent for a while. And stop staring at me. So you came to my house, but you don't want to see or hear me. That's right, now shut up. Matsun put aside his phone after looking at the time. Almost 2 hours had passed after Maki arrived without saying anything, but he wasn't going to insist on talking, at least not more than necessary. I'm going to the kitchen, will you at least eat something? Nah, your cooking sucks, so you're just going to lie there. Just order something, my stomach is not ready for a conversation if it's empty. Okay, I'll order pizza. Oi, why are you so close? It's my bed, I want to lie on it too. My desk chair is not so comfortable. After the pizza, Maki at least felt he could have a real conversation with Matsun, which he wished he had done before entering his house unannounced and staying so long without saying anything. I don't have an actual reason for why I came here. Matsun stretched his arm across the pillow and turned to stare at him, waiting for him to continue. But we should talk. Okay, I have thought a lot about everything in general. I still cannot explain why you suddenly felt that our relationship had to change. I mean, we have always been more than friends. I never really knew if I was the only one feeling something. But after Oikawa's plan, I confirmed that I was not the only one. Even so, I'm sorry for everything that happened. Stop apologizing, it's not like I'm still holding a grudge or something. What I mean is that it was pretty stupid what you guys did, but I still wouldn't throw away our friendship. 99% of the time you are a jackass who likes to be annoying. I am touched. Maki let me finish, but you stood by my side, giving me more than anyone else ever did. You wouldn't even be upset if I killed someone. I always have a shovel with me. Maki laughed for the first time in weeks, although it was only slightly. Matsun felt he could do anything just to hear it again. In conclusion, you were a jerk, but I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been here, even when I disliked everyone. You are the best thing that has ever come into my damn life, and I don't want you to stop being in it, so don't make me regret giving you another chance. I love you too. Shut up and give me love. Missed me. Before Maki shushed him once again, Matsun brought him closer to his warmth to make up for lost time. Now this is the actual end. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks once again for all the support. When I created this channel, I didn't expect much from it, but it is growing faster than I thought. Sorry the video wasn't super cheesy, that's not my thing.